that gun on that dude. He had the gun to his head, like he was like, ah, a little girl had the gun to the little boy head, and it was playing. Oh man, what's up with y'all, man? She was like, story time. It is story time. Story time. Old school to new school, you need to learn though. There's only one school and we all gotta go. Only one school and we all got to go. Story time. All right. Now, this is the first time I ever had to whip out on somebody. Whip out is a term when you pull your pistol. I had to pull a pistol out. Bam. Now I was 16 years old. 16 or going on 17, one of them. Now I had this girlfriend by the name of Tawanda. Tawanda has one of those issues where her mom had her when she was like 13. Her mom had her when she was 13 and the dad was an older nigga. You know what I'm saying? Now, am I going to cut anybody any slack in that type of situation? No. I know it was back in the days, and back in the days, just because it happened at a different moment in time, don't make it okay. You know what I mean? But in other countries, I heard it's not really an issue in other countries. Please excuse my appearance, but I'm letting my hair grow back, and it will be gray. You know what I mean? Her father is a dude by the name of Peter. That's an older dude. Peter is he's very complex. Peter is from a big family from Pomona and the San Gabriel Valley. They're Januaries, so they're a big old family. Like you know how you got the Makers in San Bernardino. Shout out to Walter. Shout out to Mike. Shout out to Mark Quayne. If y'all still if y'all still alive, because Michael was my bestie. And we all went to school together. Me, Michael, and Walter. But Michael was my bestie. Michael Macon and Walter. You know what I mean? Me and Walter, we also did a little time together too. Walter been a Macon since he was like a child. You know what I mean? An elementary school with IE on his back arms. A huge I and an E on his back arms, and I'm talking about in the fifth and sixth grade. You know what I'm saying? Walter, and then there was Michael. Their last name is Macon. You know what I'm saying? Mark Quayne, his last name ain't Macon. You know what I mean? Me and Mark Quayne did some time together, and Mark Quayne and them, Marlon and them, Maldy, all them. Like, big family though. Tawanda's dad is Peter, and she got another dad by the name of Marcus Jennings. Marcus Jennings is a dude from Ontario and Pomona. So Marcus is a really huge ass dude. Like Marcus, he broke. Nobody has broken his records at our school. That's the kind of athlete his ass is. His ass is. This motherfucker's a monster. Like he had went to prison for like eight or something years. So my mom didn't get to meet him until later on. You know what I'm saying? So me and Tawanda, we supposed to have a child together, right? So the baby was born when I was 16. Me and Tawanda had been together since I was 14. So 14 to 16, the baby was born. Her name is Akira. Now, Akira's grandmother would be Tawanda's mama, right? Now, Tawanda has a sister by the name of Andrea Jennings. So Marcus plays daddy to Tawanda. Like he like raised her. Like Peter didn't really get to raise her like that, which is a real dad. Peter January didn't get to really raise her like that, but Marcus was around. Marcus has a baby with Tawanda's mama too. So Tawanda always had like two dads, but hence the situation. He's the granddad of the grandbaby that that was born, right? But he was trying to date my mom. So him and my mom actually hook up, right? But he's no longer with the other grandmom no more. He wants to date my mom. And I didn't really like that. I thought that was like, nah, like, oh, this is not cool. But he big old handsome dude, you know what I mean? He stayed a hell of an athlete. But while he was gone, he put more muscle mass on. This nigga big. Now, he had a son by the name of Emmanuel Jennings. Emmanuel was just killed 4 or 5 years ago. At the age of 46, Emmanuel get gunned down in front of his house by one of his own teammates. You know what I mean? Somebody that he had coming around and somebody that he had staying in his house and eating food over there. But, things happen between people, you know what I mean? They fell out, but a lot of people, including myself, don't think that should have happened to Manuel. Manuel didn't deserve it, but this story is not about Manuel. This is about the first time I had to pull a pistol. Because I had developed a reputation for pulling guns, and I don't have to pull guns. You know what I mean? So what happened was, I'm at Monica's house because me and Monica, we began to become, Monica's not somebody that just popped up in my life. I was dating this girl by the name of Shalimar. Me and her, our relationship never was really going anywhere. We weren't sexually intimate or nothing like that, but I was really infatuated with Shalimar. But there was no intimacy between us like that, you know what I mean? I don't really think, I was Shalimar's type. I'm not really her type, you know what I mean? So she had a friend that just, by the name of Monica. Monica, she stayed beating on my door, and Monica's older, so everything, I used to just play it off, but I wasn't naive. I just, you know what I'm saying? I just used to be like, Shalimar and her sister and them gonna want to beat your ass, you know what I'm saying? So I don't want you to get your ass whooped, so we just gonna be friends up until I, a certain age. I just like, I tried to introduce her to my homeboy No Good from the 40s. So I took No Good over there so he could hook up with her because he wanted somebody to talk to when he come over to my house. So when he come pick me up, he like, man, you ain't got no women around here? I took him to all the cute ones. So if, like Carmen, Monica, I took him by Shalimar house. I took him by Geneva house. I took him by Crystal house. Crystal stayed across the street from Shalimar. I took him by all the cute girls' house. You know what I'm saying? So because he wanted company because he had moved not too far from where I stay. He moved to Pomona. So you know what I mean? So he was picking me up every day, but he the type of person like, we got to go to the hood every day. Like we go to the hood, he picked me up, go to the hood every day. But he wanted a girl to chill with when he come down here. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I took No Good over there. I wasn't trying to mess with any of them. He just wanted some company, you know what I'm saying? So I took No Good by there to meet them. So to see if they, you know what I mean? Some of them liked them, some of them didn't. Well, most of them did like him. Keep it being like, where your fine friend at? Where your fine friend at? Because he looked like a big old Indian, tall, big Indian. Not big, but tall, like, you know what I mean? Tall and handsome. Like he had a long ponytail, super long ponytail, gold teeth. Real sharp dude having bread. So I was always at Monica's house and not at my house. And one day I come home, he's at my house with my mom. And I'm like, you the baby granddad. Why are you trying to screw my mama too? Like you trying to screw both the grandmothers. So he's trying to screw both of the grandmothers of the kids. But he's one of the founders. He's like one of the original, you know what I mean? Original dudes from like one of the original dudes around here. He had got caught up and got an 8-year bid, you know what I mean, in San Diego State, because he was going to San Diego State College. He was going over there, but he also was selling cocaine by the kilo. You know what I'm saying? He, he hooked in with the amigos, but you know what I'm saying? They're you ever heard of Southside C9000? Like Southside C9000, but he's like the first or second generation. He's like the first generation Southside C9000. His brother was Mad Raymond Sears. That's his next brother. You know what I'm saying? So I know a whole lot of Black Angels from back in the day, and the ones I went to school with in the ANC. OVS and BAs are totally different. You know what I'm saying? But they have a structure where you got to ask permission before you do some shit. Or if you get told to do some shit, it gets done. You know what I'm saying? And that's one thing that I respected. I don't like dropouts, PCs, or rats. I don't do that. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to hold you to your standard. Now, if you a bitch, I'm going to hold you to it. I'm not going to be mad at you that that's what you are, and I'm not going to say that makes you a bad person. But, you know what I mean? I'm not going to let you, you know what I mean, fake tough, then call the police on somebody. That's what I'm not going to let you do. I'm not going to let you start no shit with somebody and then call the police. No. You did that. You know what I mean? And that's something that I've never seen Serranos do where I'll be at. Like, I've never seen any Serrano start some shit, then call the cops. I've never ever seen that in my life. You know what I mean? Now, is there something that I've done it? I don't know them. I don't be around them, and I don't want to be around them. You know what I mean? I've seen Serranos bite more than they can chew, and, you know, no police got involved, but I've seen them get into it and shootouts. I've seen a lot of things coming up in certain places. Like I said, my mom afforded the trenches. She couldn't afford the suburbs. So I come home and he's there. Now, I'm not mad, you know what I mean? He's a handsome dude. He's a dark-skinned dude, huge. When I say this nigga's huge, this nigga's as big as the door. This is a big nigga. Like, I had some OG homies like his size, but these niggas is older niggas. This nigga's big. You gotta remember, I'm only 16 years old. Like, but I'm morally upset about the situation. Like, nigga, you with the grandmama, and then you want to screw both grandmothers of the kid. So my mom was like, I want to talk to you. I was like, okay, cool. In my mind, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, I'm gonna let you have fun, Mom, but I'm not okay with this situation. It looks kind of nasty. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna leave it at that. You know what I'm saying? Now I got several pistols under my bed, and I can make a phone call and get more pistols. You know what I'm saying? But this nigga is my homeboy's dad. He's Manuel's dad, and he's my baby mama's stepdad. Not stepdad, like her sister's dad. Like Andrea's dad and Manuel's dad. Now, I've been knowing them way before because he was gone. Remember, he was gone for like 8 years. So I've been knowing his kids forever. He didn't raise Manuel. Manuel's mama's side of the family don't like the dad's side of the family. You know what I'm saying? It's a beef right there. You know what I mean? Because they from Pomona, but they like the dad. He wasn't much of a dad. Because his Uncle Tyrone and he had an Asian friend. They was the ones that was taking us to do martial arts and work out when we was kids. You know what I'm saying? So that was Manuel's mama's side of the family. I used to go over there and we go do martial arts with Uncle Tyrone and the Asian brother with the ponytail. So I come home. Now I should be at home, but I'm staying at Monica's house because, you know, Monica really don't be wanting me to leave. I thought, you know, she was gonna hook up with No Good, but it didn't work out that way. Like, I took No Good over here to meet you. It was her cousin Brandy, and cousin Brandy, because I used to think cousin Brandy was something. Like, I'm like, cousin Brandy is amazing. Like, you know what I mean? She's gorgeous. But when I took No Good over there, you know what I mean? It didn't work out like that. Like, No Good, like, she like you, cuz. Like, I'm like, I don't know how, like, she's like my best friend. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, nah, she like you, cuz. I'm like, nah, this nigga playing. The homie's got terrible senses of humor. I took you over there so you could, you know, and then one day Brandy, like, me and Brandy was always on the phone. Brandy, like, come over, you know what I mean? Monica wants you to come over. I'm like, why? You know what I mean? So me and Monica ended up hooking up. I leave Monica house, I come home, he in there sleep. This nigga snores so loud, right? He snores so loud, he keep the neighbors up. Like that nigga literally snores that loud, but my mom is laying there next to him. And I'm like, my mama gotta really like you to put up with some shit like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? My mama gotta really like you. So my mom nose is open. This nigga got my mom's nose open. So I'm like, okay, cool. So one day, her and Marcus is leaving. So when they leaving out, this is no cap. Y'all know who I am. Do your investigation. The same 25 I got shot with, the Beretta, the 25, Monster from 9-9, which is D, called him Monster, D from 9-9, that's my people, you know what I mean? Now Jamon got shot 9 times in the face in Chicago. D turned all them niggas into 9-9s. D is the reason they're, Tom Slick and all them, Lil Tom Slick and all them, they wouldn't be from 9-9 if it wasn't for D. D is the reason, because D was the nigga from 9-9. These niggas was from San Diego and Dirty Mac. San Diego and Dirty Mac, these niggas was Bloods at first. They stopped being Bloods and then they started being Dirty Macs. Dirty Mac is like, wasn't Crip or Blood. They just started being Dirty Mac. So you had Tony and you had Michael and Jamon. Jamon was claiming something like Emerald Hills or something like that, or like some type of San Diego Brim, because their cousins is Marla and Carla Hines from the Skylines. You know what I mean? Marla and Carla Hines, they some main factors. They baby daddies are like main factors from the Skyline. So they came as Bloods. They ended up turning into 9-9s after, you know, while they were Dirty Macs. You know what I mean? Because Dirty Mac wasn't a Crip or Blood situation. It was a clique of school kids, like high school kids and other kids, like, you know what I mean, from different schools that clicked up, like a big old posse. It was a Dirty Mac posse, Dirty Mac posse gang, you know what I mean? I put that on the gang. Like, that term actually came from the Dirty Macs, you know, on the gang, you know what I mean? That's saying a long time ago, Sugar Free said it on his thing, on the gang, you know what I mean? That came, the Dirty Macs was the first ones to actually bring that terminology out. So, where was I at? That same 25 that I got shot with, my mama had it in her drawer. She had took it from me, because I had got a hold of it. Like, I had got a hold of the same gun that put me in the hospital, in Martin Luther King Hospital, you know what I mean? Because D had it. I got shot on some friendly fire shit, you know what I mean? D shot me in the back, you know what I mean? So I had that gun. My mama took it from me and said that she turned it into the police and didn't. It was in her panty drawer wrapped in newspaper. So it was a triangle in her panty drawer wrapped in a triangle shaped newspaper. I finds it, you know what I mean? When she tell me to look for some medicine for her, I find it, I keep it. Because I get all kinds of, but I got it back from my mom. She should have never had that gun, because I borrowed it and didn't give it back because my mom had took it. But that was the same gun that shot me in the back. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, boom. Him and my mom are leaving one day. They go out the door. He go out first, my mama following. I know, and then it's a little patio section, and then there's a gate. So they going through the gate. I said, hey man, be careful with my mama. Now, he come back. He said, hey, what'd you say to me? I said, be careful with my mama. He was like, hey, don't never tell me this and this and that. And that's when me and him get into it. He finds out that, you know what I'm saying, my mom have a clue, but she don't have a clue. So I said, what you getting mad for? Because I said that for her. And you came all the way back to say that? I said, hey, nigga, I'll fuck you up. Who you talking to? He was like, boy, I hurt you. I said, nigga, what's up? So I walked past him and went into the parking place, in the parking lot. I said, bring your ass in the parking lot right now, let's see. I said, I bet you I'll whoop your ass. My mama got in front of him. She was like, Marcus, no, Marcus, don't. Butchie, stop. Butchie, stop. I was like, this nigga talking about he gonna hurt me? Think you gonna hurt me? Bring your ass in the street, nigga. I said, man, I know you ain't gonna let my mama stop you. I said, if I go over there and I move my mama, I'm firing your ass up. He was like, boy, don't you know I hurt you? I said, nigga, you hurt me? I walked past him, went back in the house, got the burner. Got the burner, came back. I said, who you gonna hurt? He was like, Butch. Now, he said, now, Butch, now come on now. He had one in his truck. He was like, Butch. I said, yak, I said, nigga, you better get away from my mama. My mama standing there, my mama won't let this nigga go. My mama like, Butchie, now, stop. So the what do you call that person? He's the committee, the dude of the committee of the condos, like the committee person. He's my next door neighbor, the dude who does the whole committee situation. He's like, Butch, don't hurt him, Butch. I was like, man, hold on. I was like, I got this. He was like, and he never called the police. Like my neighbors and them, they never called the police. They let me handle my situation. My mom is screaming and what, this and that. Well, I'm like, nigga, that's the first time I ever whipped out on somebody and didn't squeeze on them. You know what I mean? I ain't never just pulled no burners and then just not knocked on some niggas, because the niggas I be with it be like, you know what I mean? If it's an issue, you should know when to knock and when not to knock. Or if I whipped out, it's like, what's going on? You know what I mean? Like, what's going on? You know what I mean? Or handed it to somebody. Like, if I whip out and hand it to somebody, either way, if a gun came out, it was getting used. You know what I'm saying? Or give me my shit back. Or, hey, my nigga, slide me the heat real quick. You know what I mean? A nigga just don't be just drawing down on people unless he robbing them or some shit like that. You know what I mean? So, my mom standing in front of this nigga and it's one in the pipe. So I'm like, nigga, you know, it's up. You know what I mean? It's like legit up. But you got to remember that's Manuel's dad. That's E-Man dad. Like, E-Man is not your average nigga. Like, E-Man is far from an average nigga. Like, that shit's a situation. Like, this shit a bad situation. Because I thought Manuel was gonna take my side, but you know, Manuel couldn't. It's about family. So Manuel was put in a bad situation. You know what I'm saying? Like, Manuel was put in a situation like, you my homeboy, but this is my dad and my family going on. So I'm like, my mom, I'm at Monica's house. So my mom looking for her. Because she know, like, you know, once I started networking, other people started pulling up. Like, homies like, what's up, nigga? Like, man, you just got into it, nigga, with such and such and such. I'm like, yeah, man, it's probably finna be up with these niggas. You know what I mean? It's finna be up with, you know what I mean? Mad Ray, Marcus's brother, remember I told you his brother is Mad Ray. Mad Ray pull up on me. Mad Ray like, you know how he talk. Butch, Carl, let me holler at you, Carl. Butch, cut, no, Butch, my brother Butch. I said, this nigga said talking about hurting me, and all I asked him was not to hurt my mama. I was like, man, I said, make sure you take care of my mama, man. He said he misunderstood what you said, Butch. He said, I said, how you gonna misunderstand me saying that? He said, he want to talk to you, cuz. Butch, cuz, what if your finger would have slipped, cuz? I said, my finger ain't finna slip on nothing. Like, he was like, Butch, that's my only brother, cuz. Like, Butch, you still walking this earth, Butch, cuz I'm confused about the situation, Butch, cuz nigga got a lot of love for you. Your daughter, that's my niece, cuz. Like, I was like, but your brother, why is he at my house? Think about that. If you with one grandmama and you gonna sleep with the other grandmama, that's one problem. And then you gonna trip out on me when I ask you to take care of her when y'all leaving. I'm finna talk to him again, cause that's what I told him. Cause why is you over there, cuz? I said, why is you over there, Butch, cuz? No, come go with me. So I hopped in the car with Mad Way. Me and Mad Way, we in the car together. Now, Mad Ray, I'm thinking, like, I don't have my burner on me right now. I hop in the car with Mad Ray pull up. He jump out. Matt Ray like, what's up, cuz? He talking to one of the homies, to one of his homies, like, you know what I mean? They're like, what's up, Butch, man? And he was like, man, my brother, like, this nigga almost shoot my brother. Nigga almost shoot my... Nah, that wasn't totally like that, man. And I wasn't trying to do that. Like, you know what I mean? But when certain words was passed, you know, there was certain things that I'm not allowed to be, you know, okay with. You know what I mean? So that was a major issue. Unbeknownst to me, though, Manuel is getting an earful of, you just gonna let your homeboy do that? You just gonna let he's supposed to be your best friend and your people, but he did that. But Manuel wasn't raised by his dad, but it's supposed to be like a principal type thing. So it was a whole bunch of dudes that was like niggas that was cowards, like niggas that couldn't, niggas that wasn't finna do nothing, that couldn't do nothing. There's another method of getting to somebody. Like, we'll use Manuel to do it because we can't do it. You know what I'm saying? So they was trying to be in Manuel's ear like, man, that's a principle about that. Like, nigga, that's my dad though. Even though I don't know my dad, but nigga, that's my dad, nigga. And those same suckers, those are the same niggas. They get robbed by everybody all the time, and niggas done balled and came up off of their money. You know what I mean? Them was the same niggas that was in Manuel's ear. Like niggas that just, these niggas were so weird. They'll get 2 keys, sell the 2 keys, and niggas come up, wait, and just take 4 keys from them, go out of town, wait for them to fatten the pot back up, come up again, get a whole new fleet of cars, start balling again, and then they come in and then rob him again. That's what kind of niggas these is. Niggas like, they don't even shoot the robbers that be robbing them, like local niggas that be robbing them. Bad luck just be, like the robbers that was robbing them, other niggas had to do something to these niggas because these niggas they were just, you know what I'm saying? They want to ball, be in the streets, but they don't want to live by the code of the streets. You ever notice that? A lot of niggas want to be drug dealers, but they don't want to, a lot of niggas want to be Scarface, but they don't want to do the shit Scarface did, like shoot people. Like, you know what I mean? Like, Scarface wouldn't be Scarface if he never did that assassination job. Remember when Scarface did the assassination job where he stabbed that political dude, and that's how he got his visa to come over to America? Yeah, y'all be wanting to be Scarface without doing none of the shit that Scarface did. You're not even willing to do a little bit of what he did. You know what I'm saying? You just, you know what I'm saying? Like, you kind of like a punk, you know what I'm saying? No disrespect. You know what a punk is? Like a jailhouse homosexual, a transgender. Like, you know what I mean? A jailhouse transgender. That's what a punk is. They're called, you know, punks. Not all of you guys are like that, but people that don't really, people that lie about who they really are, and you don't want to even reveal who you are no time soon, you kind of suspect. You know what I'm saying? It's okay for some people to snitch, but it's not okay for some people to snitch. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, it's always okay for some people to snitch, but then it's not okay for certain people to snitch. So that's a good reason to not even be a part of that type of bullshit. You know what I mean? Like, get a job, focus on your family, or try to dream about having a wife and building something, because it's crazy how it's okay for these dudes to snitch and run around and have bread, but it ain't cool for these niggas to snitch and have bread and some more shit and turn it into some family shit. So, boom. Now Manuel gets into it. Manuel hits me up. Manuel pulls up. He got a Smith & Wesson snub nose 38 with the wooden handle. Like, he got a real Smith & Wesson. It was nice too. Yeah. Have you ever seen the guns that you finna get done with? Like, some people done. It's been some times where I've seen some really nice hardware that a person, you know what I mean, and that we have issues. Like, my team got issues with this nigga's team. You know what I mean? Like, one time, I was like 15 and nigga had the 38 Super. The 38 Super looked like a Colt 45, but it's a 38 Super. Like, I was like, damn, that pistol's nice that he's finna use on my team, on my people, you know what I'm saying? Because he, you know what I mean? And that was Drawdown from Ghost Town. Drawdown from Ghost Town, he used to have a 38 Super when I was 15. I was like, whoo, that nigga had a nice piece. Who else had a decent little pistol? A nigga that was a nigga named Moose. A nigga named Moose from either he was from Pacoima, or he was from 456. But I think he was from 2Ps in the beat, but he was a blood though. And he used to have this a Browning high power he always used to have that Browning high power and always be drawing down and whipping out on niggas. But he was like blood to the fullest though. Like, you know what I'm saying? And he would be with Drawdown and all of them. So he would have Crips with him, but he was a blood. Burgundy beanie, big old red shirt. And he used to have this big old Browning high powered. You know what I'm saying? Well, it was big when I was little. So Manuel, me and Manuel bumping heads. There's rumors going around in the streets. I got some homies that's Masons. So Jeff Brown, he gets wind. So Jeff called. He said, hey man, can you come to my house? I need to talk to you. Jeff's mom, Mrs. Dorothy Brown, she ran a daycare where Tawanda's baby used to be. Me and Tawanda's baby used to be at Miss Dorothy's house. So I go to Jeff's house. Jeff got a 9, a big old 380, a high point 380. He got a high point 380, and then he got a Mac 90. So he like, hey man, I've been hearing stuff in the streets, man. I'm like, what? And that's weird for Jeff. Jeff is a 33rd degree. He's a Mason. He's a Prince Hall Mason. He was like, you gonna need some of this. I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Somebody threatened me, but he wasn't gonna go into detail. He was like, but you're gonna need some of this. He gave me the high point 380 brand new. It was brand new. So he gave me the high point 380, and then he told me to come back and get that Mac 90. All right, cool. So I get on my bike, I go back to the house. I'm still a teenager at the time, so I go back home. My mama want to talk to me. And my mom like, I know what happened and I know what you did. She was like, you crazy. My mom like, you crazy and she knew, she was like, I knew it was only a moment of time. It was only, my mom knew something was gonna happen between me and him because of how he is. My mama knew that already. But, you know what I'm saying? My mom was like, let me have some fun. Can I have some fun? Like, I just want to have some fun. I'm not in love with him, but yeah, I'm too old to be falling in love. But I do want to have some fun, you know what I mean? She was like, how many men you ever seen come to this house or come by my house, period? And I was like, you never really do have dudes come by. Not when I was little and not now that I'm bigger, you know what I'm saying? And the way my mama broke it down, I felt bad, you know what I'm saying? But I didn't feel bad about what I was, the situation me and him had, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I didn't tell her like, I'm still mad, you know what I mean? Because he didn't have to react that way. I didn't say nothing wrong. Do you know when he came, right? He like, I want to talk to you. I'm like, I said, why'd you get mad at me when I told you that? He said, and he broke it down. And I'm not going to say on here exactly what he said. My baby mama and them are responsible for that situation that me and him had. Her mama had been saying a whole bunch of weird stuff because I didn't want to no longer be in a relationship with her because the baby, it was an issue with that baby. I kept hearing that wasn't my child, But guess what? Me and my mom, we're not them kind of people. Like, we're not them kind of people. So, you know what I'm saying? We never, you know what I'm saying? We never stopped trying to be in that baby's life. I would go get that baby from daycare from Miss Dorothy, and just bring her to the house. Like Miss Dorothy, at one time Miss Dorothy was like, I'm not supposed to let you take her. I was like, man, the baby got my last name. I signed the birth certificate. So what it is if there's an issue there where there's another dude who possibly is the father or is the father, right? But her mom, just to keep a decent reputation, she don't want that divulged. But everybody else had already known because kids ain't got no business having kids. You know what I'm saying? So he tells my mama, you know what I mean? Marcus tells my mama the whole situation, like, You know, Akira possibly ain't Butch's. Like, Akira might not be Butch's. Like, to my knowledge, she's this person's baby. But that ain't, you know, they had told me so much going on over here. You know what I mean? Now, you know, me and you, we were just trying to have some fun, but I got an earful of, you know what I mean? And he broke it down to me. He was like, yeah, that was Tawanda and that was her mama. You know what I mean? And now that I'm talking to you face to face, he said, you did the right thing about your mama. I was like, you can't mess with both grandmamas. He was like, Butch, when you get older, you'll understand. He was like, you when you get older, you gonna understand. And I was like, but you do see how that looked though. You messing with both grandparents of the baby. You know what I'm saying? That was the only issue. But when he said he was gonna hurt me, you know, because I'm trying to squabble with you, but you get the mouthing off saying extra, nigga. You don't have no win with me, nigga. So I go, you know, I whipped out. But guess what? I didn't whip out at his house. I didn't get on my bike and pedal to their house. I didn't go around the corner and got on my bike and went around the corner. I didn't have a homie pick me up and take me around the corner. This happened at my house. This happened at where I live at, where I walk to school from, where I wake up, where I shoot, where I boo-boo at. This happened at my house. It didn't happen on your block. It didn't happen at your sister's house. It didn't happen at your nephew's house. This happened at my house, from my doorstep right to the patio, right off the steps of the patio. This happened all right here at my house. So if something is happening at your house, right? This is my house. This is where I live at. And you trying to turn it into something else, you lucky I didn't shoot him. Yeah, because guess what? I would have got 15 years and been out because I'm a juvenile. I was always willing to do, for taking care of business, 20 years as a juvenile ain't really bad. For taking care of business, you know what I'm saying? That was the mentality of a juvenile that I had. Like, if I was to get caught, I'd get 20, and I'm gonna keep it a total beam with you, and I'm gonna end this. The way I was laced up was, if I ever got caught in that situation, I'm gonna try to fight to get the life off. So if I got caught like let's just say I got caught red-handed, where the body is over there and I'm 15, 16 like I was, my job is to just get the life off. So if the district attorney can get it dropped down to 25 years with no life, I'll take it. You know what I mean? Because I'm 15. By the time I get out, I'll be like 35, 36. And I'd be a handsome young man because I still am a handsome person. You know what I mean? And I could continue going forward with my life after taking care of that type of business. You know what I'm saying? But I was always laced up. If you get caught on the scene, just try to get the life off. That's what you need to do, get the life off. Don't waste the court's time, and don't sit there. You caught red-handed and you make them go all the way to trial. They're going to hit you with everything they got because you got caught red-handed and you keep saying, no, I didn't do this. No, I didn't do that. No, I'm innocent. I got caught smoking gun. So my only thing I want to do is get the life off. You know what I'm saying? So that's what's playing in my head, and that's how I'm juiced. You know what I'm saying? Just try to get the life off and do the 20, you know what I mean? The 20 or the 25, you know what I mean? Yeah, so yeah, that was gonna happen, but guess where it happened at my house. You don't run my house. You don't tell me I can't have a gun at my house. You can't tell me at my house. You run where you live at, and wherever you from, you run those blocks. That's your hood over there. It didn't happen over there. That's your house over there. It didn't happen at your house. It didn't happen at your baby's house, your sister's house, your auntie house, your cousin's house. It happened at my house. And you do have a say about what happens at your house. Like, hey man, this is my house. And you know what? You know we gonna handle this somewhere down the street or around the corner. You're right about that. You're right about that. But if it's my house, and you gonna tell me you pulling guns? Yeah, I'll pull. You lucky. You remember that gun, Old Painless from Predator? You lucky I didn't have that. I would have pulled that on him. Time to crack out Old Painless. I used to have a Mac 11. I used to call it Old Painless. You know what I'm saying? But that one gun from Predator, you lucky I didn't own one of them. I would have straight walked in my room, went under the bed, and pulled it out. You know what I'm saying? Time to pull out Old Painless. You know what I'm saying? You lucky all I did was have that Beretta 25. I had that Beretta 25, and then after that I got that Mac 11 and some more stuff. But then I had got that 380 from I got that 380 from Jeff. You know what I'm saying? Yes. You know what I mean? He's he has his own, barber situation. He's in Atlanta. You know what I mean? He's still good people. Miss Dorothy, I love Miss Dorothy. Miss Dorothy helped raise us. All of this happened at my house. Didn't happen nowhere else. Happened at my house. So his family, they kind of felt some kind of way. I was like, you know what? And if we was at my house and he was on some more bull crap, it was gonna happen, and it'd be happening worse. We should have just fought instead of all that other extra stuff. You know what I'm saying? That's really what should have really took place, but it didn't. You know what I'm saying? But it happened at my house. My house. And then my mom was standing in front of him. My mom would not leave that man aside. My mom would not leave that man. When my mom talked to me, this is what she said. I came home because I wasn't finna come home. I wasn't finna stay there. So I come in the house. She's like, come here. I gave her a kiss. I said, I love you, but I'm finna leave. She was like, Marcus is coming over. He want to talk to you. I was like, man, I don't want to talk to that dude. She's like, I talked to him about what he said, and I also told him about how you are. He said it didn't come out right, but he said what he said it didn't come out right. It came out how it came out. I was like, why are you even with both grandmas anyway? And my mom was like, Butchie, that's none of your business. I want to have fun. When you get older, you'll understand. I'm like, it's not about me getting older. It just don't look right, Mom. You know what I'm saying? And nobody really understood me, but I'm talking to the culprits. You know what I'm saying? So they're not going to understand. So when I talked to Tawanda, I'm like, she was like, did you get into it with Marcus when it happened? I'm like, yeah, man. She was like, Tawanda wasn't on their side. Tawanda was like, he shouldn't have said, she was like, you shouldn't have said what you said to him. You lucky, but you didn't. Because I tried to sock him. I was trying to fire his ass up. Like, nigga, I could squab. Like, you know what I mean? I was trying to. But he had a pistol in the truck. Because his son, when Manuel like, you know my dad was strapped, right? I said, my mama told me he had a gun in the car. I didn't know he had a gun in the car. He was like, my dad was strapped, Butch. I was like, Manuel, you don't even know your dad. You know me more than you know your dad. When have I ever lied to you? He was like, Manuel broke down. He was like, they forcing me to choose a side, family over you, and I don't even know this nigga. And my mama's side of the family is like, Butch didn't do nothing wrong, but they over here with the family shit, like, I don't know what to think, nigga. He was like, I don't know what to think. I was like, Manuel, my nigga, your dad. He was like, that's just my dad, nigga. That's all I know. That's my dad. I was like, my nigga, I was like, well, whatever, man. I mean, if it's up, it's up. I mean, if it's an issue, it's issue. I get it. He was like, I'm with whatever. You know me, I'm with whatever. But for some reason, because Manuel do get it in. When I say get it in, he will slide, no doubt. And he will slide over and over, and he got hands. I'm talking about nice. Manuel's he's just not from the section I'm from. So, you know what I mean? I'm talking about a person that's from a whole nother territory. Manuel's like, you know I would have came through already, nigga. You know that already. I was like, well, why you don't understand that, nigga? I love you, nigga, and we family. That's just my dad, Butch. I'm like, they in your ear with that bull. But that's cool, I get it. You know what I mean? So whoever see each other, catch each other slipping, it is what it is. I got on my bike, I pedaled off. I seen later on that night, nigga, he strapped up, we strapped up. He like, what's up? I'm like, shit, you tell me. He was like, man, that's my talk to my dad. My dad talked to me. Your mama, he talked to my mom. Man was like, nigga, I talked to your mom. Nigga, I talked to your mom. You know how Manuel talk to your mom. With my dad, talk to your mom. Nigga, you crazy. You smoking the blunt we smoke? He was like, yeah, let your mom have some fun, dog. Let your mom have some fun. We not old like they are. They older. We gonna get there one day, hopefully. But your mama says she just want to have some fun, nigga. And she's scared. You scared the niggas off. He said you scared the niggas off, nigga. And when it's ripping apart at my soul. You know what I mean? But that happened. I don't be running around pulling guns on people. That shit happened in my house, and I don't feel the need to explain to nobody else. If you got an issue with me, you know how and what you need to do. You know what I mean? As a man and as a whatever you supposed to be. But I don't feel I was wrong in that situation. That was one scenario that happened in my teen years. And that's just one story that I got. Now the stories are all over the place because there's a lot of stuff going on, but you kind of get the gist of what's going on. Now that baby, her name is Akira Amerson. Akira is almost 6 feet. Akira was born in 1994. So in 1994, Akira would be how old now? 26, 2026, and she was born in 94. That would make her a good, like, what, 30 some years old, 31? I don't know, my math's a little bad, you know what I'm saying? She was born in 94. I changed her diapers. She slept on my chest. And I stayed smooching on her, kissing on her face, her ears, her little feet. I spent a lot of little time with that baby, but it was a lot of times where me and her mama had, like, some major clashes, because you got to remember, me and her mama are the same age. I'm 16, she's 16, and there's a baby. Like, you know what I mean? But I'm not going to get into her mama's business, you know what I mean? Like Twanda's mama's business, but her baby daddy is Marcus and Peter. You know what I'm saying? But that happened on my doorstep, my porch. So if you heard like, oh man, you run and go get guns, nigga, that's your family. You know, I don't do no weird shit, and I don't be fighting little bitty ass people. Like, you know, I got a lot of Samoan homies. You know what I mean? Not too many Tongan homies, but a lot of. I dated a woman that's Tongan, and she got Tongan people. But I know a lot of Samoans. You know what I'm saying? They don't be trying to fight little people. They're really, really nice people. But if you fuck with them or do some weird shit to them or attack them, you'll make them have to defend themselves or go up. And the last thing you want to do is be lighting your ass and fight a Samoan. Yeah, you knock your ass right on out of this world. You know what I mean? I've seen a Samoan hit a person and a compound fracture. You know what a compound fracture is? When the bone break and come out the skin. You know what I mean? That motherfucker fired his ass up and his femur broke and came out of his skin. You know what I'm saying? I've got some more stories, but I'll tell them on a different day. You know what I mean? But none of them were purposely done to little people, like they targeted little people. Like, what's up with this motherfucker? He was a little ass weirdo. No, it was motherfuckers like, you know what I'm saying? But they didn't. The Samoans, I know they didn't start it. Niggas tripped with them first. A nigga tripped and got everything you asked for. You know what I'm saying? You got everything you asked for. But all that running around and pulling pistols because a person's bigger or can't fight, I don't know who told you that bullshit. Nigga, you a damn loser and a weirdo. And I don't know if you got it from your mama's side of the family or if you got it from your daddy's side of the family. But you for damn sure got it in your genes, and you need to get that sucker shit up out of you. You know what I mean? That's just real facts. I don't underestimate anybody from a midget. You'll learn that in prison. From a midget to a giant. From a midget to a giant. Have you ever seen a midget kill somebody? You got some midgets that will demolish a normal sized individual. You got some midgets that are vicious. That's a vicious ass midget. I've seen people in wheelchairs play no games. I've seen people in wheelchairs play no games. So size don't really mean shit. It's the caliber of individual you are. And I'm not gonna allow I'm gonna say this, nobody's gonna think highly of you but yourself. But I have a reputation that I did not earn. But I have witnesses to back up I have receipts that people can back up my statements. I don't run around pulling guns on people. That's what I didn't do. I pulled a gun on that particular man that day, and my mama stood in front of him. Name another dude I pulled a gun on. And if it was a robbery, yeah, the gun was shown if it was a robbery. If you being robbed for some kilos of dope, what would you want me to use, a road flare? You know what I mean? Yeah, a gun probably came out in a robbery, but never in no situations like that. No, that's your mama will tell you. You know what I mean? You don't run around pulling guns and not using them. That's one thing my mama tell you about me if she was alive. My son ain't gonna pull a gun and not use it. You either gonna get up out of there, you know what I mean? If that gun come out, niggas gonna, you get you up out of there, or you know what I mean? Y'all got some things y'all gotta take care of in the streets. That was when I was a youngster, you know what I'm saying? And things still happen as a grown up, as a full-fledged grown up. But I don't know where you got your information, but I use characters that are, within, you know what I'm saying? Now, the Tongas that I know are pretty much, she has a son, you know what I mean? She has a son by the name of Mikey. I know what he suffers from, you know what I mean? Mikey is real handsome. So Mikey gets attacked based on the fact that dudes don't want him around their girl. Like, I suffered that as a teenager growing up. Like, you know what I mean? Like, stay away from my girl. Like, I used to be like, man, that's weird. Did this nigga just say that? Like, when I checked into the high school, it's some more women you know what I mean, going to talk about when I get back on Instagram, some more women. A dude told me to stay away from his girl. Like, it's my first day of school. He was like, make sure you stay away from my girl. And this nigga played on the basketball team. I was like, why is my life like this? It's like, I'm already in a school I don't want to be in. I miss my old girl. I got a new girl, but I miss my old girl. And this nigga like, you make sure you stay away from my girl. I'm like, huh? So I'm looking around like, who you talking to me? He's like, yeah, you stay your ass away from my girl. And he was like, you know what I mean? And that was because his girls and them seen me checking in school. It was Sarita and Carletta. Carletta, and some other girls. I guess they said my name a few times, you know what I'm saying? Or like, got a new boy coming to school, he cute. You know what I mean? That happened to me, you know what I mean? So a lot of the stuff that Mikey goes through, Tony and Mikey, people can hate you to the, people be so weird for no reason and kill you. You understand what I'm saying? Jealousy is one thing, but hating a person for no reason because, girls like him, or, let's beat him up. Maybe girls won't like you so much if we punk you really bad in front of them. You ever notice people don't punk you in private? Like, make sure ain't nobody around so we could punk this nigga. People don't punk you in private. They want to punk you in front of mostly women. Always remember that. If somebody gonna punk you or try to fuck over you, they gonna make sure all the women that are, that they interested in are gonna see you get punked. Like, if you have a reputation, or, girls are always talking about how handsome you are, but, or girls think you conceited or whatever. I think he conceited because, like, he like white girls. He don't even like black girls, or he like Mexican girls. He don't even talk to them. All this chatter that you ain't even said nothing. They ain't even heard you speak probably. It's just they be liking you, but you ain't paying them no attention, that type of shit. These dudes be liking them, and then you got action at them like that, or whenever you come around, it's the momentum shifts in your direction. Somebody fuck around and kill you, bro, for no reason. Niggas want to jump on you for no reason. And you can imagine, black people still have that bad that light skin, dark skin, evil situation. The mixed girl is always conceited. That mixed, the one that's half Mexican, half black, she was always the girl that was conceited, or she stuck up. You know what I mean? Or she thinks she too pretty. You know what I mean? Or the light skinned, the mixed boy, he was mixed or half this and that. He had curly hair and he was always finna get jumped on by some niggas all the time. And it's the same way with light skinned girls. Like, I hate Sherry. Sherry is, Or Becky, Rebecca is conceited. I think she like German and black. I hate that bitch. Like, oh my God, I just want to beat her ass. Like, you want to beat her up because she light skinned. No, she's conceited. Being confident and having standards don't mean I deserve to get my ass whooped. Being confident and having standards, like I have standards, so I won't associate with these people, but I'll associate with these ones. Or I'll be, cordial, but I got things I'm focused on. They mistook all of that for conceit and beat them people up in school. And I'm going to tell you a secret, man. This is some deadly information. I had my cousin put a Hawaiian silk on my hair. And it made my hair real silky and curly, big old curls. I'm talking about my hair was so pretty. I'm talking about people. I would walk to the store, or I would go to the grocery store with my family, and be places. And they're like, your hair is so pretty, and your hair is so pretty. Your hair is your hair is so pretty. My girl cousin did that, and she had me looking mixed. You know what I mean? Like I got some cut in me, but not that type of split in half like that. Like I legitimately looked like one of my parents was a different ethnicity. You know what I'm saying? So my hair was just, and the attention and the focus shift once my hair became more manageable and more silky and more curly. That you look Puerto Rican, or are you mixed? I'm like, that's kind of fucking weird. But racism, people like to sweep a lot of racial stuff under the rug. These are taboos. You know what I mean? A lot of girls thought I was more appealing. You know what I mean? A lot of older women like chimed in. A lot of different stuff was going on. Your hair's so pretty. Like, oh, your hair's so... And my girl cousin was like, I shouldn't have put that shit in your hair. You know what I mean? Because it was a ripple effect. It was a situation. A lot of dudes was, you know what I mean? It became chaotic. And my girl cousin was like, I shouldn't have put that stuff in your hair. You know what I'm saying? She was like, I shouldn't have did your hair because... And I was like, yeah. I'm like, you know what? Y'all do be tripping off of light-skinned and dark-skinned. Y'all still fucked up like that. I don't know why. But I knew that before she put that in my hair. It was just like this. She had the last of her perm left. It was called Hawaiian silk. It was the last of it. She was like, come here, let me do your hair. And I was like, what you trying to do to my hair? So I let her, because I was like, I'm going to shave it all off. I don't care. She put that stuff in my hair. And with perfect timing, she took it off. And it was like a joke at first. It was until she started rinsing it off. And she was like, and then her friends were like, is that what it did to his hair? And then she put the conditioner in there. She was like, girl, you look fine. Like, you mixed. You look like you Puerto Rican. Like, he look like he mixed. So I'm sitting there and my shirt wet. You know what I'm saying? I got the towel. She threw the conditioner on there. I go home. We leave. I go get some World of Curls activator in the jail. So, man, I hit school the next day, man. It's a popularity contest over with. Like, what you do to your hair? You look so handsome. I like your hair and this and this and this and that. But you always been cute. All that happened, but racism still is light-skinned, dark-skinned. So, Tongue and Mikey, man, I'd be like, I already know what you be going through, because, boy, let me tell you, I got some stories from when I was in school that'll blow your mind. Niggas was shooting other niggas when we was in school. Like, I got shot when I was, in 11th grade. No, my homeboy got killed in 11th grade. In 1993, my homeboy get killed. That was my 11th grade year. Then I got shot my 12th grade year. We was playing for big stakes, not knowing any better. You know what I'm saying? And I'd be like, Tongue and Mikey, a lot of your stuff be these weird ass dudes that they didn't have a gangster mama. You know what I mean? And they daddy wasn't much of a gangster. Like you gotta have a gangster mama, and you gotta have like your dad gotta have some kind of science. You know what I mean? A lot of y'all don't have them type of parents. You know what I'm saying? You getting jumped on because you handsome. You don't even realize that. You know what I'm saying? Next, if niggas will jump you because of females, they'll for damn sure kill you. Cause all it takes is for your head to hit the curve real hard, and you be a damn vegetable. You ever seen people get whooped out, and then he hit his head real hard on the ground, and he be in the hospital? Yeah, you can get brain dead real quick. Your head, once your skull open up and your brains can get the oxygen from the air, it can turn you into a vegetable real fast. That's why you can't be just all that fighting. You got to know how to fight. Because you be like, oh, that'll never happen to me, and your ass will be a vegetable fast. Thinking somebody won't shoot you, your ass will get shot. And it didn't have to be nothing you did. Didn't. Yep, but that's my first drawdown story, and I don't have too many other like whipped out and pulled a pistol on people. Like that's something like and my mom stood in front of the person that the gun was pulled on the whole time. You know what I'm saying? I had to I couldn't really draw down. You know what I'm saying?